Yo guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we are taking a look at the crossbow in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. This has actually had a recent buff and it is now one of the best guns in the game. It's not quite as good as the flamethrower, but it's about the closest thing you can get without a totally broken attachment. And one thing we're also going to be testing with this is putting mags of holding on it just to see if it's going to make a massive difference to the gun or not. So from what I've heard, since the recent update when this got buffed, this has now become a ridiculously broken gun in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. We can quite easily take out zombies in tier 1 with just one shot. As you can see, we have got the explosive tips on them to do a whole bunch more damage and help take out the zombies that are going to be there. We can just tap them once, run off in a different direction, and then the ammo is going to blow up and take them out for us. So we already know it's ridiculously broken in the tier 1 zone, so let's just head to the tier 2 and see what it's going to be like there. And of course, we do also have a legendary tool tier 1 and tier 2 Pack-a-Punch, and then I will just go ahead and tier 3 Pack-a-Punch it as and when I can. But as you can see, headshots in the tier 1 zone are also just going to take them out of the game straight away without even having to do the explosive damage. But if we shoot one in the foot, for example, and run off, it is going to still take them out because of that explosive tip. But if we headshot them, they're just going to go down, and that is going to be perfect. But as you can see, the reload time is quite long on this crossbow, which is exactly why I want to try mags of holding and see if using mags of holding is actually going to stop us from reloading a bolt in. And hopefully it does, because then if it does, this gun's going to become ridiculously broken. Okay, so we're in the tier 2 zone now. Let's see what sort of damage we can do to these tier 2 zombies if I can hit my shot, that is. Let's see if we can headshot them. Okay, so headshot is then just going to take it into, obviously, going down with that ammo. So it looks like it's still just going to be a one-shot in the tier 2 zone. It doesn't matter what zombies we're coming up against, doesn't matter where we're hitting them. It looks like it's still just going to be a one-shot because that explosive damage is then going to finish the zombies off when it gets to the end. So I guess now the question is, if we do go ahead and chuck mags of holding on it, let's just shoot this zombie. Can I then just shoot? Okay, so it doesn't actually look like mags of holding is going to make the difference, which is unfortunate. I was kind of hoping mags of holding would make a difference to this gun, but it's not going to. But it is still going to one-shot in the tier 2 zone with no upgrades done to the gun. We haven't got any AFA tools on. We've got no Pack-a-Punch. It is still just going to take zombies out with one shot, which is actually kind of crazy. So one thing we definitely need for this is Speed Cola. We do need to go ahead and get the Speed Cola perk just to make this reload a lot faster, because as you can see, it is a bit of a slow reload. So we are going to have to go and get Speed Cola, and I'm also going to low-key just go into the tier 3 zone. So what I'm going to do is start this bounty that's here, and then once we have started that, I'm just simply going to go into the tier 3 zone after testing this and see what it's going to be like in the tier 3 zone. So we've got a high value target in a mangler. Again, no upgrades done to the gun. This is simply just the very base gun. We've got no speed code or anything like that. If we struggle a little bit, I might go ahead and just chuck on a tier 1 Pack-a-Punch and see if we can do extra damage to it or not. And we'll just sort of see how we do get on. If I had, if I had a speed code, it would have made this a little bit easier. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It would have made it slightly easier to take down this mangler. What sort of health have we got it to so far? So we've done a decent chunk for just 3 bullets, but I think I do want to go ahead and tier 1 Pack-a-Punch it, just see if that's now going to make a much bigger difference to the damage we are going to do to this mangler. Let's just keep shooting at it. If I had speed cola, I could just lay bullets into it with no problem whatsoever. But of course, at tier 1 Pack-a-Punch, we do have the 2 shots as well. You do get the additional shot once you start Pack-a-Punching the gun, which is going to help us take down this mangler. As you can see, for tier 1 Pack-a-Punch, take down a high value target in the tier 2 zone, it's really not doing that bad damage. We've got 3 shots there we can just unload into it. Another 3 shots we can just fire. Like, it is really good for just taking down zombies once you start Pack-a-Punching it. Because as you can see, you can just unload a whole load of ammo into it. All 3 of them are going to explode, do good damage. And as you can see, it's really starting to take a good chunk of its health out now. And one last shot, that should now be the mangler gone down, which it is absolutely perfect. So it's definitely usable in this zone. If you wanted to go ahead and try it out, it's definitely very usable. But I'm going to jump into tier 3 zone and see what sort of damage we can do to the zombies in there. So this was kind of where I was hoping mags of holding was going to come into play, to be honest, because once you do Pack-a-Punch it, you don't need to keep reloading every single shot. You do get a couple of bolts. So I was kind of hoping it wouldn't actually need to bolt at all. Like, it would just do that first shot and then mags of holding could kick in. But apparently that isn't going to be how this does work, which is kind of unfortunate. It would have been really cool if that was how it worked. And of course, with this crossbow, the one thing you do need to pay attention to is your ammo reserve that you've got, because you are going to get through the bolts quite quickly, but you can also pick up quite a lot of ammo for this. And of course, the good thing is zombies are going to drop the ammo, unlike something like the flamethrower, where you have to go to an ammo cache every single time you need more ammo. But let's jump into the tier 3 zone and see what a tier 1 Pack-a-Punch crossbow can do in the tier 3 zone. Is it going to be usable? I genuinely do not know. We're going to have to try it out and see if it is still going to one-shot those zombies. So we'll hit that zombie there. It does look like it's going to take it out and do a lot of damage to the other one that was around it as well. So, low-key looks like a tier 1 Pack-a-Punch you are going to be able to use this in the tier 3 zone with no problem whatsoever. You're going to be able to take out the zombies, that's for sure. The only place it might struggle at tier 1 is, of course, being against some of the bosses and some of the high-value targets, because it's not going to do the craziest damage to those. But as you can see, tier 1 Pack-a-Punch in the tier 3 zone, you can quite easily just one-shot zombies, which is kind of crazy, considering this would probably be the same if you went into the Dark Aether zone. It would probably do exactly the same sort of damage. So this Mimic here is actually low-key going down very quickly. Again, this is only tier 1 Pack-a-Punch. I needed to be a little bit more careful there. That was a bad play from me. But again, this is only tier 1 Pack-a-Punch. The damage we're doing to that Mimic, really isn't bad at all. So we did actually manage to get the Mimic to go down. I have now run out of ammo. Like I said, you are going to run out of ammo. That's one thing you need to be careful of. I did run out of ammo, but we shouldn't be too bad. We can run around. I actually might now tier 2 Pack-a-Punch it anyway. One, it's going to give me my ammo back, and we can start testing it at tier 2 Pack-a-Punch. Let's see what sort of damage we can do to these zombies now. So it looks like it's just going to get through the zombies very easy. No problem whatsoever for this. So the one thing I did say that we do need is going to be Speed Cola. So let me go ahead and grab Speed Cola there. That's going to make a big difference to the sort of damage we're going to do. PhD Flopper also might be a good idea, simply for the fact we are using explosive bolts. So having PhD Flopper is going to make a nice difference to this gun. So as you can see, the Disciple's health is going down really quickly. Them explosive bolts are making such a big difference. There is it going down. If we shoot at the floor, we can do a whole bunch of damage to the zombies as well, if you guys didn't realize that. Well, like you saw, I had a whole horde of zombies around me. We'll do it again. We'll get a whole bunch of zombies around me, and then we'll just start shooting at the floor, and it's going to take some of them zombies out really nicely. So if you can predict where they're going to be, you can just let it explode. Some of them are obviously going to outrun you, and they're going to catch up to you. But a lot of the other zombies, you can just shoot at the floor and take down a whole big horde of zombies at one go, which is kind of crazy. So now that we've tested it at tier 2 Pack-a-Punch against Disciples and things like that, and they were going down quickly, let's chuck the legendary Aether tool on, which is now going to make an even better difference to taking the zombies out that we're looking to take out. Again, we can just shoot at the floor. We can let zombies run around it. We can hit them on the floor. We can smash them in the head. Doesn't really matter what we're doing. We're going to take these zombies out really nicely. As you can see, the explosive damage is going to do really good damage to the zombies around the other zombie that we did hit in the first place. But again, as you can see, armored zombies going down in one shot. We've got hellhounds going down in one shot. Normal zombies going down in one shot. Doesn't really matter what you're fighting. You are going to take it all down in one shot, which is kind of crazy. The only thing we're obviously not taking down in one shot is the bosses. So as you can see, we've got Disciple here. See how quickly we can take down the Disciple. Again, we'll get that reload going. Look how much better the reload is as well, by the way, now that we've got Speed Cola. But that Disciple should go down already, really, without too many problems. It is literally got one shot left in it. I need to be careful not to back myself into a corner here. But again, we've got another Disciple. Let's just focus the Disciple for a minute. See how quickly we can take it down. Really not bad going there. Again, tier 2 Pack-a-Punch, not tier 3 as of yet, just tier 2 with the legendary Aether tool. We're doing really nice damage. We've got a Mangler in front of us. That should go down pretty quickly as well. But yeah, this gun is just super overpowered for taking everything out within this game. So again, one of the great things you can do is just shoot at the floor, and it's going to do damage to the zombies that are going to come running at you. Like around here, I can just start shooting around, shoot at the floor. It's going to take the zombies out that are trying to spawn in and try and run at us. And then we've got a Mangler here. We can just spray 3 bullets at it. It's all 3 of them going to explode. Start taking the Mangler out, and Mangler's gone down. Very nice. I mean, it's just a very overpowered gun. If you guys like the flamethrower, you're going to like this because it's very similar to the sort of damage that it does do. Of course, it's not as broken, but the flamethrower is a glitch. The flamethrower is going to get nerfed at some point, so you do need to be wary of that, and this gun just isn't going to get nerfed anytime soon. I can tell you that basically for free. But the other great thing about it is as well, it's got really good range on it, and it doesn't really matter how far away you hit them from, because the explosive bolts are going to be the thing that does the damage. Therefore, it's going to do damage every time you do hit it. And there we go. Mangler has gone down. It's just a very good gun all round. Like, there's nothing it's really struggling at. Like I said at the start, it was a little bit slow on the reload speed, so you do want Speed Cola. That's one thing I will say that you do definitely want to make sure that you've got. But outside of Speed Cola, the gun's just very good. It's going to do really good damage to the zombies you're coming up against. Again, you can shoot at the floor. It doesn't matter where you're shooting. You're going to do good damage to the zombies. But as you've seen, it takes down Disciples, Mimics, Manglers, sort of everything very nicely and very quickly with no problems whatsoever. So once I've got enough, I will start tier 3 Pack-a-Punching this, just so we can then get the final result of how good this gun can really be. It's going to take it to its final form and show us the true potential that this gun really does have. But as you can see, I'm just spraying where the zombies are sort of spawning. I'm still managing to get kills just by firing away and just letting the explosive damage do its thing. Like I said, we've got Disciples over there. We can hit the Disciple from over here. It's going to do the damage to it, and the explosive bullets are just going to do the rest of the damage from miles away. So as long as you are hitting your shots, you're going to be absolutely fine, because, like I said, those explosive tips are going to do the rest of the damage. I'm just going to start shooting at the floor. I mean, we could have done some really good damage to the zombies there, but this guy called in one of the grenades. So, unfortunately, I can't show you exactly just how good the damage is going to be on the floor. Again, I can keep focusing the Disciple. It's going to go down really, really quickly. It's just a very, very overpowered gun in general, to be honest with you guys. And there goes that Mimic. It's just a very good gun all round. Like, we're going to tier 3 Pack-a-Punch it now. The final upgrade that we needed. This is now going to be the best that this gun can possibly get to. And if we just start shooting at the floor, it's going to do really good damage. Like, look at how well you can take down hordes of zombies with this thing. It's really, really good and really, really powerful. Like, you can't... Zombies aren't really going to get anywhere near you. And if you're in a situation like this, just fire the explosives at the floor. As long as you've got PhD Flopper, you're not going to take any damage. And it's going to take all the zombies out, which is really, really nice. We've now got a tier 3 bounty as well against the Disciple. So I'm going to try and get over there as fast as I can and see what sort of damage we can do to that Disciple. Okay, so my teammate's got the flamethrower and just dropped the Disciple in about 3 seconds. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to try and find another bounty contract to do it that way. Okay, so we've got a Mega Abomination bounty down here. Let's see what sort of damage we can do to a Mega Abomination. We also haven't fought a Mega Abomination yet with this. So we can see what sort of damage we are going to be able to do if it does look at us right about now. We can just start spraying all the bolts at it. It's going to do really good damage to its head. We'll let that start shooting its lasers. It should just start popping those heads pretty quickly, to be totally honest with you, which it has done, which is really, really nice. Again, whole horde of zombies. Let's just shoot at the floor. Let the explosive damage start taking them out. I mean, we've already got the Mega Abomination down to around about half health, which really isn't bad going. I didn't mean to pick that nuke up, I'm not going to lie. But because its heads are going to open, if you just start shooting the bolts towards its head, every time you do see a critical shot open up, there's a good chance you are actually going to hit it. There we go, another head gone. We've got one head left on the Mega Abomination. This is really not taking very long. This is a high value target Mega Abomination as well. I've done it all by myself. Just me and my little crossbow actually going ham on it. It's a very, very nice gun to use. Like I said, just to keep focusing those heads. And if it does open its mouth for a critical shot, the explosive is going to go in there and it's going to do the damage. We need to be a little bit careful though, I will say, because I am very close to running out of ammo. Okay, I picked some up. Great. And this should be the final head gone, to be honest. That should, the explosives all should do that. Okay, it didn't manage to quite pop the last head, but we're very, very... Look at its health. It's got nothing left. Okay, so we did finally get the Mega Abomination down. However, I did run out of ammo. Like I said, that's going to be one problem you're probably going to find with this. You are probably going to run out of ammo in certain situations. And trying to take down a full Mega Abomination bounty by myself was going to be a situation where I did run out of ammo. But that's okay. We can now go and just find an ammo cache, refill on ammo, and we'll be fine to go again. So far, that is literally the only time I found any problems with this gun, was trying to take down that Mega Abomination by myself. Is when it's the only time I've run out of ammo. I didn't have full ammo before going to fight it either, so maybe that's one thing you want to bear in mind. If you're trying to do this solo and take down something like a Mega Abomination bounty target, if you're going to the Dark Aether Zone, for example, just be a little bit wary that you are going to run out of ammo. But again, I could have been more patient with my shots. I could have picked out better moments to actually fire at the Mega Abomination. I was just constantly shooting at it, so I could have picked better moments where its heads were open, or I was hitting more critical shots. But let's see how fast we can take that as the bounty Disciple, and it's already gone down. That is just insane at how fast that went down. So we've got a normal Mega Abomination here. Let's see what sort of damage we can do to a normal Meg. As you can see, like, health has dropped very, very quickly. I mean, let's try and get some critical shots there. But as you can see, when I'm starting to hit critical shots and actually paying attention to the shots that I'm hitting, I can do a lot more damage to this Mega Abomination. Without a doubt in my mind, I'm doing a lot more damage. So here we go. That should be the Mega Abomination now down, as long as those explosives do the damage. I literally like maybe one more shot on it and then it goes down. There we go. Mega Abomination taken down. Very, very easy. Very simple. Really didn't take me too long. Like I said, the first one that was the bounty target, I kind of just overcomplicated it. I made it way harder than it needed to be. But once you start using your shots properly and actually doing the damage you should be doing, you're not going to have any problems taking out these Mega Abominations. Just again, make sure you're hitting the critical shots, making sure you're hitting them when you should be hitting them. Okay, you can let the ammo blow up and do some more damage, but maybe just wait till the eyes are open, maybe wait till it's shooting, or you can at least get a critical shot, and then you're going to be absolutely fine to take those out. And I am going to take this into the Dark Aether Zone, hopefully, so I should be able to show you what it's going to be like in the Dark Aether Zone against that Mega Abomination fight. So there's a whole bunch of zombies around me, so I'm just going to stand here and shoot with the floor, let the explosives take them all out. Like, look at that. You can easily take down a horde of zombies just by shooting the floor around you and letting them blow up that way. So look at these Disciples that are putting up on us. I know you might have just seen the first one I took down, but we've got a second one that's pulled up. Just look at how fast we're taking down a Disciple's health. Like, it's ridiculously, ridiculously quick. I mean, just look at how many zombies are around me and just watch how fast this crossbow is going to eliminate majority of them, like, with no real problems whatsoever. Like, you just got hordes and hordes of zombies. The explosive damage is going to take out half of them. You can just hit the other half of them. It's just such an easy gun to take zombies out with. It's actually kind of crazy. Like, it feels like the zombies just keep spawning in, but we can just keep doing insane damage to them. Like, we're not struggling at any point here to take down any zombies. Okay, guys, so we have jumped straight into the Dark Aether Zone to actually try out the crossbow in the Dark Aether Zone. Looks like my teammate's going to go start the contract. I'm going to head straight towards the Mega Abomination and try and do some good damage to him before the rest of my team get there. And I mean, we've already tested it once before against the normal Mega Abomination or high-value target Mega Abomination, and it's going to do very similar damage in the Dark Aether Zone. Like, the difference between Tier 3 and the Dark Aether really aren't that crazy, to be honest. We should still be able to do very, very decent damage to it like we was before. So let's see if I can actually get a sight on the Mega Abomination, and then we will start taking it out like this. My teammate's going to come along with a flamethrower and do crazy, crazy damage to it, which is kind of... It's okay, but it just kind of stops us using the crossbow really, really loads, because we are... Again, my teammate is just going to melt through it with the flamethrower. As you can see, his health is getting melted through right now. But it is kind of focusing me right now, which I don't really like, but I also don't hate, because it means I can start doing some decent damage to it. But the flamethrower guy is probably doing really, really good damage to it, which it looks like he is. A couple of critical shots there with the explosives. Yeah, really nice damage done there. It should now fire that last laser, and we should, in theory, get it finished up here, which we have done. Perfect. Absolutely beautiful. Didn't take us long there with a crossbow to take that down. I will stow the mags of holding, that is for sure. So yeah, guys, overall, the crossbow is actually very, very good. It's a very powerful gun, very strong gun. I think you guys will really enjoy it if you've not already tried it out. If you do want to check out the class that I'm using, you can check it out on screen as of right now. That is the exact class setup that I'm using for this gun, so you guys can copy exactly what I was using. But I'm going to just run around and get these last couple contracts done. Obviously, still show you guys exactly what we are doing within the contract, so you can see just how good it's going to be in the whole Dark Aether Zone. But I mean, you can see the sort of damage it's done. We've got zombies everywhere. We're holding them off pretty easily. No real problem there at holding off any of these zombies. The Hellhounds are kind of annoying, but yeah, we're just doing really good damage overall to the zombies. Very, very usable gun. Like, it's a very capable gun in any zone that you are trying to use it in. Whether, like I said, it is Tier 3, it's the Dark Aether Zone. It doesn't really matter. You're going to do really good damage, take out zombies really, really, really nicely, and overall just do really good damage to them. And I mean, look, when you got hordes of them together, you can just do crazy damage. Like, the explosive damage is going to take out one zombie, but then it's just going to take out all the other zombies around it as well, which is really, really nice. That's what's great about this explosive damage. As long as you've got PhD Flopper, it's just going to do so much damage around you and just take out big hordes of zombies with one bullet. You can take probably out like 5 or 6 zombies, which is honestly what makes this gun so, so good and so, so broken, is simply the fact the explosive bullets are just going to do a crazy, crazy amount of damage to any of the zombies that are trying to pull up. Like, as you can see there, that one bullet just took out like 3 different zombies because it's just going to do the explosive damage again. It's going to do exactly the same thing. We can fire again. Just take out a whole bunch of zombies. It's just such a powerful gun, guys. And honestly, if you was enjoying something like the flamethrower, but you hated the fact it ran out of ammo very quickly, try out this crossbow. Does very similar damage to the flamethrower, but it just doesn't run out of ammo because you can obviously pick that ammo up off the floor. We've got a Disciple here. Should be able to get through that without many problems. Again, we can drop them. Disciple is now surely going to go down. Perfect. It just takes out everything with no real problem, guys. It's just a very, very strong, very, very powerful gun. Here we are starting up the final contract, guys. So the video is going to end pretty shortly here because, of course, once the contract's done in the Dark Aether Zone, there's not much more to do here. We've been able to test the gun out. You've seen what it's like. It took down that Mega Abomination nicely. It's done Disciples, Mimics, Manglers, all of that sort of stuff. But it's also just done really good against the zombies as well. Like, it's a very, very powerful gun, as you guys have been able to see. That I don't really need to keep telling you guys how powerful this gun is. You can see just how powerful it is again. And I'm just going to fire a bunch of explosive rounds on the floor just while I'm trying to do this, and then we should be able to overload it. Any zombies that come near us will explode. We should just be able to do this with no problem. There's the first one done, perfect. Second one's already being done by the teammate, and then the final one is there. So if you guys have enjoyed today's video, please be sure to smash a big thumbs up, as it helps me out way more than you guys can possibly imagine. And if you guys have enjoyed today's video, be sure to check out the rest of the channel where there's a whole bunch of zombies content that I think you guys will really enjoy. So make sure you do go and check out the channel as well, because if you enjoy any more of the content, make sure to also subscribe with notifications turned on, as it helps me out way more than you can imagine. And of course, I'm posting zombies content almost daily on this channel, so make sure you are subscribing with notifications turned on so you don't miss them. But I just want to say thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like I said, if you have, be sure to smash a thumbs up, as it helps me out more than you can imagine. Let me know your thoughts on the crossbow in the comments below. Do you think it's a gun that you guys are going to go ahead and try out? Let me know in the comments. I'd be very interested to see how many of you guys are going to go and try this crossbow out. And also let me know, do you think it's on par with a flamethrower, or do you think it's just nowhere near as good as a flamethrower? Am I bugging by saying something like that? Let me know in the comments. But once again, guys, I appreciate watching all the way to the end. Have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you all in the next one in a bit. Peace.